So I will leave and I'll come back at the end, okay?
Got it.
Okay.
Enjoy your session. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. I hate this already. Okay. Okay, ready? I don't know what 30 seconds is, but we'll do it. Okay, go.
You're so ugly.
Okay. Oh God. Okay, you have to look into my eyes and describe what you see.
Dumb.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all I got.
It's just dumb. Okay.
What is one experience you wish we never shared?
Oh, I can think of one. When our mom died.
I don't think that's what they mean.
I really wish we could share that one. I guess something that we didn't, I don't know how to, something that we didn't share. That, to be honest, like, I don't know how to say that. I wish we didn't have to go through that. I think we learned a lot and we grew from it, but obviously I wish our mom was still alive and here. And it was the most horrible thing we've ever gone through. And we blocked it out a lot of times, but the 7 months leading up to mom's death were horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were lovely at lots of times. Like, there were times where we had beautiful moments as a family, but they were horrible. We were trying to save someone who was slowly dying, and we couldn't. We did everything in the book to save her, and we couldn't save her. It was horrible. I really wish we didn't have to do that. I really wish we didn't have to do that.
Uplifting.
That's the answer.
Okay.
How do you think I'm doing, and why? Let's hear it, girl.
I mean, I think that, so one thing that I've always felt with you is that you're like my younger brother, and I have to protect you, even though I broke your arm twice.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. But yeah, you were always like the sensitive one, and mom always, like, you know, felt like she needed to protect you, and I was more of the tough bitch one. So I always felt like that was like a persona that we each had. But then when mom was sick, the roles kind of flipped, and you were the stronger one, and I was the one who couldn't keep it together. So I just feel like maybe in the last few years that you've gone through a lot of things, like, you know, losing mom and a divorce, and, you know, being on your own, like when you haven't been on your own for so long. I think for the most part you're doing quite well, but I also think you don't really talk, well, neither of us do. We don't really talk about our feelings or traumas or anything. We just use humor as a coping mechanism. Like, we're cracking jokes at mom's funeral. So, but I do think that you have a good support system. You have good friends. So, and I know you don't talk to me about it, but you do talk to your friends about it. So I think that kind of reassures me.
I don't talk to you about what?
I think if you're feeling sad or something, that you don't want to be about it. Like, we never want to make the other person, like, you know, if I'm going through something, I don't always necessarily tell you, not because I don't trust you or whatever. It's just because I know that you worry about me and I worry about you, so we tend to just kind of keep that separate. When do you feel the closest to me?
Oh, Jesus. I feel like obviously there's no one that understands what I went through more than you, because I feel like I can never fully connect with someone on the death of a parent because they don't understand what it's like to lose mom. And so I feel like that triumphs, you know, that trumps everything. And so I feel like when we talk about mom and, you know, whatever, you're the only person to which I don't have that voice being like, oh, you don't quite understand, because you actually do understand.
Yeah, because she was my mom too.
Yeah. But she liked me better, I think.
Yeah, she did like you better. But it's only because you were a little bitch and she felt like she
Wow. No, it's because we were more similar, and you're more similar to dad.
I still think it's because you're a bitch.
Oh, how are we most similar, and how does that scare you?
I think we're similar in the sense that we internalize a lot. Like, we keep a lot in, like, even when, you know, when mom passed away, for example, like, we didn't really talk about it, or I didn't really talk about it. to you anyway, or to I just don't like showing emotion to people. So I think that that's something that we both do, and we internalize a lot and keep a lot in. And I feel like that could probably be an issue at some point. Like, how much can you shove under the rug before it's like this huge pile of crap?
But you know, and that's how I work. Like I have 3 breakdowns a year, and every other day I'm fine. Like I'm just fine. But I'll have 3 days a year where I'm like sitting on my bed with my mom box, holding her glasses and all that shit, and just like bawling my eyes out. But in my mind, I've justified that as being okay. But but you know what you use? You use Grey's Anatomy as an outlet.
Yeah.
Because you don't like crying about the fact.
Because I just cry.
You completely cut out. Say that again.
No, I stopped talking because you were onto something.
Oh, I was just saying, like, you don't want to cry about the mom stuff, so you cry about you watch Grey's Anatomy and you cry to get that frustration and sadness out.
Oh, I'm sorry. It pulls at your heartstrings.
It does. But you've also watched that series start to finish like 11 times, and it's.
Oh, and I'm on season 8. I've restarted it for some reason.
It's enough.
I know. I don't know. I know. Okay, what do you think grief has taught our family?
Good question.
Can I answer it?
You want to answer it?
I'll answer it first.
Okay.
Dad, I feel like, especially with Dad, being like immigrant, Arab background, whatever, the importance was very much like, what do other people think? And I think after Mom passed away, he really, like, I think that thinking shifted a little bit, and it was just like, our family unit was what's most important and whatever makes us happy. And it wasn't so much like, what do we need to prove to other people? It's just like, what makes you and I happy? And that's what he wanted to focus on.
I agree with that. I also think it's made us better friends and better people. Like, I think when you go through something like that, you realize what you like. I think you realize what people need in that moment. So I feel like, I'm a better person, and I'm a more compassionate person because of what we went through.
I agree too. And I think that, like, especially with me, like, before Mom was sick, I had lost touch with a lot of people, including who was my best friend. And we kind of drifted. We got into a stupid fight and then didn't talk for years and years. And then when Mom passed away, she was like really there for me. And I really, like, even now, like, I grasp onto my friendship so much, because I feel like, that's what really life is about, right? It's just like having those people around you, and like, especially with, we're closer than we've ever been. And I think it's because of Mom.
What do you think others can learn from our experience, and why?
What can people learn? I mean, it's going to sound very cliche, but just, try and cherish whatever time you have with the person. If God forbid, like, you are in that situation, but also appreciate what they left behind.
I think what I would add to that too is, whenever I hear of siblings that don't have a good relationship, it like really, I feel like I want to fix it for them.
Yeah,
I want them to like call them and whatever, and they're like, you and Mary are rare and you're rare. And it's like, I know that we're rare because we have a very specific kind of relationship, and we're also both 2 extroverts who are, and we're very similar, and we're very lucky in a lot of ways. We see siblings who are like, it's not going to be what we have. I understand that. But I do think at the end of the day, when you're faced with something like the death of a parent, there's no one that's going to understand you like your sibling. And so I would hate for someone to have to go through that without their sibling, if they have it. Like, if you're lucky enough to have a sibling, I think you need to put the effort into having a good relationship with them. I just think that if you have a sibling, and I say this all the time, with mothers and stuff like that, when people, I know you feel this too, when someone complains about their mom, like, oh, my mom won't stop calling. And I'm like, yeah, me fucking too. Like, obviously, like, cherish it. Like, it's so easy for us to be like, don't give your mom a hard time, because she's going to go soon, and you're going to remember when the times you gave her a hard time. Like, cherish it. And I feel the same with like siblings, not necessarily that they're going to pass away, but like, don't waste your years not having a relationship with the one person in the world who gets it.
You love me.
I really don't.
You love me so much.
I'm just saying I'm happy we have a good relationship because it has, I think, made both of our lives better.
Because you love me.
Oh, you're so ugly.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Mimi at The Skin Deep. If you want to be a part of our community, if you want to join our movement, you can subscribe to our newsletter at theskindeep.com/subscribe. Thank you so much.